Welcome to my dear student. I'll teach you the most important topic your text and which is now the problem in the worldwide situation. Now this is the crucial moment nowadays how to check these problems, these eradications to a fruitful living being, a fruitful lifelong. Now you see the picture and what is the situation here you see. This is the Union Carbide gas leak, one of the most worldwide.
On the 2nd of December 1984, a cloud of toxic gas leaked from the Union Carbide pesticide plant in Bhopal, India. Overnight, while residents of the city slept, the gas infiltrated hundreds of homes. By the morning, thousands of people were dead or dying. But this was just the beginning of an unprecedented disaster, the impact of which would last for decades. Bhopal is the capital city of the state of Madhya Pradesh, located in central India. It has long been a city of economic importance, a base for many large industries, including the pesticide production industry. In the 1960s and 1970s, in an effort to encourage investment, the government of India introduced policies which made it easier for foreign companies to operate in India. The American Union Carbide Corporation saw an opportunity and struck a deal to build a new pesticide plant in India in 1969. Negotiators insisted that a significant portion of the investment required for the plant came from local shareholders. This prompted the Indian government itself to take a 22% stake in the subsidiary company Union Carbide India Limited. Bhopal was the perfect location for this new government-backed plant. The city had an ideal central location and excellent transport infrastructure. These factors helped the plant to thrive. It provided jobs for hundreds of local workers and significantly improved the economy of the area. It did so well, in fact, that it was soon expanded. As well as formulating pesticides from component chemicals, it would now also manufacture some raw materials, a much more hazardous process. For several years, all was well at the plant, but towards the end of the 1970s, demand for pesticides fell dramatically. Crop failures and famines meant that farmers had less money at them.
You say, this is the picture, by live picture of the incident tragedy about the Bhopal. Now I will see you the next soil pollution. You see, there are different types of pollutions: air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution. It is one of the pollution. You see.
The third type of pollution can disrupt both plant and animal life very easily, as it pollutes a very important element necessary for their survival. The element we are talking about is soil. Soil is one of the most important natural resources that supports the growth of plants by holding the roots firmly and supplying water and nutrients. It is the home for many organisms and is essential for agriculture, which provides food, clothing, and shelter for all. Soil is formed by the breaking down of...
This is the soil pollution. And the previous picture was, the video was, the air pollution, which is the most tragic industrial incident among the world. Then I will see you size of nuclear bomb. It is the most important factors. Now the most important situation now stands in the worldwide. You see how the nuclear bomb explosions. You see that picture?
The average height of a man in the US is about 5 feet 10 inches. For scale, the Empire State Building is about 1,400 feet tall. As a fun fact, the world's tallest building is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai at 2,700 feet. That's a pretty tall building. Moving on to things we're here to discuss though. Even this building is nothing compared to the mushroom cloud created in 1945 in Hiroshima. It went up to about 25,000 feet. With Fat Man, the bomb dropped on Nagasaki a few days later was only 1,200 feet taller at 26,200 feet. These were the first and the smallest nuclear blasts, but think about the fact that Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world, stands 29,000 feet tall. Not so small when you think of it like that, huh? Now, between 1945, when the first nuclear bombs were dropped, to 1996, when nuclear testing was banned with the signing of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, over 2,000 nuclear tests were conducted. And yes, we should mention North Korea, who has messed with nukes since the 2000s, but we, as a world, will deal with them later. 1,032 nukes were tested by the United States.
I will see you
727
the actual nuclear bomb testing.
217 by France, and the rest by numerous other countries.
Things change in time. In a moment in time, in 1945, everything changed. The desert of central New Mexico, an area called the Guardana del Muerto, the Journey of Death, named by Spanish conquistadors because if you ran out of water here, you did not survive. This place is now known as Trinity Site. In a moment in time, at this spot, in July 1945, things changed. In the instant of what happened here, the length of a war changed along with the course of history. It began years before and thousands of miles away. For years, Adolf Hitler had forced the influence of thing about the nature of the work, but they were to tell no one about what they did, not even their families. Lamy, New Mexico, 15 miles southeast of Santa Fe. In the spring of 1943, they started to arrive. Sailors, everyone was a transplant from somewhere else. Because of the mission, because of everything else on the Hill, it became a tight-knit community of scientists, spouses, children, and military personnel. Most people were in their 20s or 30s. The average age was 25. September 1944. For those in Los Angeles,
Okay, I will see you the different types of explosion, pollution, air pollution, water pollution. Also, it is everything is done by the man-made. प्रत्येक जिनस मनुष्य द्वारा तैयारी होउछि. The man also creates that things, also destroys that things. Now I will go to the topic of your air pollution. You see, you see the air pollution by hidden menace. You see the hidden menace. What do you mean hidden? Hidden means something is invisible to our eyes. And which things could be invisible? The gas, different type of scent, different kinds of fragrance, different kinds of odor, different kinds of aroma, and it will not be possible to see in our eye. And how we can judge? We can judge by means of smelling, by means of our fragrance. You see, the air pollution, the pollution which is created by the air is already mixed in the air, but we cannot see that pollution. How it forms? It immerses in the water, immerses in the air, and scatters in the air in different molecules. पवनरे विभिन्न अणु सहित बा से जो पॉल्यूशन एयर तक मिसी जाए जोटा कि हम आखि दिसने which cannot be possible to see our eyes. You see the air pollution, a hidden menace. The topic is based on the hidden menace. Whatever the pollution occurs in the air, it poses in a hidden menace. It is situated in the invisible substance, invisible position. You see, has it ever happened you that when you come back home from outside and you have a running nose, you keep on the coughing? You see, when you are in the outside and you feel some, or you smell some different type of fragrance, different kinds of smell. जेतन तुम बाहर रह तमे विभिन्न प्रकार वासना तुम नाकरे पड़ू था बा नाकरे तुम ग्रहण कर सेठी विभिन्न जानबाहन पड़ियार धूली रास्ता घाटर धूली इत्यादि तुमको ये सब जेतन तुम ग्रहण कर बा व्हेन यू इंटेक दैट गैसेस एंड यू मे फील कॉफिंग तुम्हें छिंको बा काश हेता एंड व्हेन यू बा कीप when you come from outside and have a running nose, you keep on coughing. Running nose. What is running nose? Running nose means whenever you are in the outside, your nose became affected with a different atmosphere, different environment, different peripherals, etc. And it is also called as a running nose. Now you see, have raindrops ever tasted so? Raindrops. But when the rain arises, when the first rain arises, by advent of rain, when the raindrops falls on the ground was dry, and when the drops fall on the dust, and the smell comes, and the smell just like a clover scented gel, लवंग वासना भली आसे, बा जेतले वर्षा दूर आसे बा माटी धूली रे वर्षा पानी पड़े गोटे वासना आसे एवं सेटा क्लोवर सेंटेड जेल भली वासना आसे बा लवंग भली वासना आसे. से कहछि you and when you are on the public roads, now you are moving in the public roads different types of vehicles, number of vehicles are running, flying on the road, and the emissions of different gases from silencer, it also causes the pollution in the public road. And what you see, you inhale a lot of polluted air and you feel uneasy. And this is the rural area, but in the urban area, and you cannot be survive there because a lot of vehicles flying on the road, number of gases fill up in that area, and if you breathe that air and you feel some suffocation, you feel some uneasy. And this is the problem of a living being to escape from that pollution. Now the pollution is now arise in such a position now, and it has created by destroying the living nature. If it will cause for more time, the whole world will be filled with a poisonous gas by which all the living beings must die. And what will happen? Now in that pollution, the density of the air became increases. And after the density of air increases, what will happen? Now the rays of the sun became hot the climate. The climate will form hot. ଯେତେବେଳେ ବା ଡେନ୍ସିଟି ବଢ଼ିଯିବ ବା ସାନ୍ଦ୍ରତା ବଢ଼ିଯିବ ବାୟୁମଣ୍ଡଳର ଏହି ପଲ୍ୟୁସନ୍ ଗ୍ୟାସ୍ରେ ସେତେବେଳେ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟଙ୍କ କିରଣ ପଡ଼ି ସେଟା ଆହୁରି ଉତ୍ତପ୍ତ ହେଇଯିବ because the air medium particles is less particles than the solid medium. So timely, gradually it increases the volume of the air by reaction of the sun. Do you follow my କଥା ବୁଝି ପାଇଲ? You see, air pollution is hidden menace and poses the greatest threat to mankind in future. Now here see, in the future, nowadays, as well as the increasing of the population, the vehicles also increasing. जनसंख्यार वृद्धि सहित जानवाहन वृद्धि घटुची. Now you have see, numbers of showrooms are opening in the market area. Hero Honda, Kanete Honda, Bajaj, Suzuki, etc. Different companies are making numbers of showrooms are increasing. Why it is increasing? Because you are wanting some more vehicles, increasing of the population, you want also population vehicles, and in this way, when the vehicles increases, they are gas, by emulsion of gas, by transmission of gas, by exhaust gas, which causes the pollution of the environment. So day to day, the human being responsible for increasing the gas pollution in the atmosphere. You see, and let us read the following piece and think ways with which we can ensure that we breathe clean and pure air. And where we can get the pure and clean air? ଆମେ କୋଉଠି ଭଲ ପବନ ଏବଂ ସୁସ୍ଥ ବାତାବରଣ ରହିପାରିବା? And where we have no any air pollution. जो ଜାଗାରେ air pollution ନାହିଁ, ଆମେ ସେ ଜାଗାରେ ସୁସ୍ଥ ବାତାବରଣରେ ବଞ୍ଚି ପାରିବା. We can live there, we can exist there, we can survive there where there is no pollution or less pollution. So in the urban area, it is the mostly highly pollution area than the urban area. Mofsal area अपेक्षा सहरांचଳରେ ବା परिवेश अत्यधिक दूषित अटे because in that area, in the urban area, and where number of factories, number of vehicles, number of different mechanisms, etc. set up in the urban area. But in the rural area, only the paddy fields, only the people who live there in the urban area. And you see, this topic is mainly based on the Bhopal incident. I have seen you about the video of the Bhopal incident and also how the people affected in the Bhopal. You see, no one forget one of the most tragic industrial accident that occurred at the Bhopal 3rd December. Yeah. The date is written in the 3rd December, but this situation was arised on the 2nd December, the video says, because they detected that leak before one day, but they have neglected that issue. they could not survive that issue. They neglected that day. Also for that, the population became affected in the 3rd day of December. So it is written as 3rd December. But occur in the 2nd December with the video shows. Deadly gas from chemical plant operated by Union Carbide escaped. The Union Carbide, I have seen you, that is the foreign collaboration country, and it is the collaboration of country where the battery and different chemicals became using there. And you see, the company chemical plant was made as deadly gas, the Union Carbide gas. Do you know? And which the most poisonous things in the world. But however, if you a pin drop of needle you can put to your tongues and you must die. Can you name that? Potassium cyanide. It is the mostly deadly poison. যদি গোটে ছুঞ্চি মনে গোটে বুন্দা খালি জিভর লগাই দেব immediate death ହେଇଯିବ. Potassium cyanide. And it was in the past the gorillas, the Tamil entity was using by means of tabis in their neck. You see, the blinded killing about 4,000 residents. Residents means the family বা পরিবার. Residents অর্থ হচ্ছে পরিবার. About 4,000 families, residents were rendering blind and living large city, surviving the population. The Union Carbide gas was set up in the heart of the Bhopal. And when the gas tragedy started, about 4,000 homes became homeless, became dead by means of a blind and sleeping. The gas first affected their eyes. So gas प्रथमे आँखी को affect कला, and that means it caused some blind. Have you seen the neon battery? Charging battery also made of the neon. And neon is a most powerful poisonous thing, and that was made from the Union Carbide. Composition of Union Carbide, neon gas. Neon battery is a very thing. If you put that battery in the hand and put your eyes, it will automatically damage. যদি তুমি ব্যাটারি লিকেজ হইতবা হাতে মারদো আঁখি মারদো আঁখি ইমিডিয়েট তোমার রিঅ্যাকশন হইতবা ইমিডিয়েট ইট ইজ ভেরি ডেঞ্জারাস কিন্তু ব্যাটারিকে তুমি নিয়ন ব্যাটারিকে হাতে তুমি ধরিব নাই ধরলে আঁখি মুহ তো পারিবে হাত ধরিব not only Bhopal but now every city, every town, every corner of the earth is facing such a crucial problem. What a crucial problem? What a crucial problem? Nowadays, the problem of air pollution, not only in the Bhopal, but also in every city, every town, and every corner of the earth is facing such a crucial problem. This type of problem now, throughout the whole world wide, every inch of corner was facing that problem. पृथ्वीर प्रत्येक कोण अनुकोण ये प्रकार समस्या वर्तमान आगे दिस टाइप ऑफ प्रॉब्लम इज नाउ अराइजिंग इन द एवरी इंच ऑफ द वर्ल्ड वाइड पृथ्वीर प्रति इंच जगह मध्य घटुची एंड यू सी एंड एवरी डे एवरी मोमेंट वी ब्रेक पॉल्यूटेड एयर नाउ यू आर इन द इनसाइड द रूम एंड यू आर ब्रीथिंग and also escaping the carbon dioxide from your nose. And the room is filled with some carbon dioxide. Sometimes you become misfire. What do you misfire? जानते misfire था कौन? धरा तुम्हें उठे वायु छाड़ी दला, बाप पारी दला. तले सेटा तुम्हें वायु खेले जीवो, and it is also air pollution. So when some polluted air immerses in the air, and we breathe that polluted air, and by which it can cause different diseases and affect our body. You see, every day, every moment, प्रतिदिन एवं प्रति मुहूर्त we are intaking, we are receiving, and we are achieving different pollution air and may become victim of air pollution. And so it is the one of the victims, but Durdasha, air pollution is a Durdasha. Prithvi Bardhaman, you say, now the government has a ban. Now the government has a ban. The 15 years, after 15 years, vehicles should be banned. It cannot be moved on the road. Now the government has strictly banned because after 15 years, different vehicles, engine became damaged, the bad air by carbon dioxide became emissions, and so for that, and it could not be moved onto the road. So it is banned by the government strictly. You see, and this is the moment of break, polluted air became the victims of air. A man can live without food a month, without water for 2 or 3 days, but he cannot live without breathing even for a minute. Can you survive if you stop your nose for 1 minute?
No.
No. तुम्हें बतन तुम नाको बंद कर देले यदि अध मिनिट बंद कर बंची पारिबो कि? नो. तमे खाद्य न खाई कि गोटे मास चली पारिबो. पानी न पी कि तमे मध्य चली पारिबो. किंतु तमे निश्वास प्रश्वास नवा पई यदि पवन तुमे गोटे मिनिट न नबो then you must die. तुमे मृत्यु बरण करिबो. से कहै छी that without food for a month, without water for 2 or 3 days, but दिने दिने पानी न पीले मध्य तुमे बंची पारिबो. But without taking air for a minute, you cannot survive. तुम्हें बंची पारिबो नहीं. It is estimated that an average adult exists. Average adult. Now we are adult. पूर्ण वयस्क में. बुझ पाइल? जने adult व्यक्ति 15 केजी पवन दिन को ग्रहण करे. जो निश्वास प्रश्वास ग्रहण करे, that takes a 15 kg of air. 15 केजी से पवन भीतर को निये. तो मैं have you seen, but have you gained any knowledge about feeling your pressure on the vehicles?
No.
चक्कर इतना पम्प भर्ती कराउची, ता मापोटा कोत होची जानिछो? Don't know you have? It is in pound. 36 25 कहते 25 रखी देबो 30 रखी देबो कहंदी ना. That means 25 पाउंड बा 30 पाउंड. सेटा तो लोड हे जाए, वजन हे जाए. तो पाउंड हिसाब होई. 25 पाउंड बा 20 पाउंड बा सब जगह गाड़ी रे मिनिमम 35 पाउंड और 40 पाउंड गाड़ी प्रेशर दिया जाए. सब गाड़ी चक्के गोटी हिसाब 35 to 40 पाउंड. You see, a adult human being takes air 15 kg from air every day, and in comparison to the 1.5 kg of the food for consumed, 1.5 kg from food, खाद्य से 1.5 kg निये, and 2.5 kg water per intake एवं 2.5 kg water से पानी ग्रहण करें. And it is obvious that the quantum of pollution that enter our body through respiration would be manifold of the comparison to those taken through the polluted water and contaminated food. Contaminated food. But जोड़ी का सब खाद्य से संक्रमित होता है शीत मोजा में. हमें खाद्य में मध्य ऑक्सीजन था. तम घरे आरो पानी अच्छी. Have you any aquaguard? आरो फैक्टर. आरो फैक्टर ता भीतर पानी जेतिक न थाए तमरा सेठी 12% थाए ऑक्सीजन से पानी रे ऑक्सीजन मिसिक थाए. O2 हला से जो ऑक्सीजन मिसिक थाए ताको जति अधिक पीबो अधिक ब्रेथ हो तुमको aquaguard पानी. जोडा के लगे जुना ताको रूम रे लगे से पानी रे अधिक एनर्जी आसो पीले. ऑक्सीजन अधिक मिक्स थाए. You see, ताले manifold compare those taken through the polluted water and contaminated food. And whatever we are taking in the air, and it is by proportionate of 15 kg air, and 15 kg of air every day we take from the air, and which is mix up with the different pollution air. Okay? Now the time is over. I will teach you in the next class. The next topic I will continue after the next class. Goodbye. Thank you.